Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, MTK Global. I'm in Matchroom's bubble for the world title, triple header, joined by undisputed champion Katie Taylor. How are you, Katie?
Yeah, I'm doing really well, thanks. Thank you.
You must feel an immense sense of pride when you look at this, the fight posters, 3 massive world title fights. And I know you talk about legacy, and a lot this week has been about your legacy, but everyone seems to put it completely down to you. You seem very shut off to it, but you must feel that immense sense of pride.
I'm definitely very, very proud. I think when I turned pro 4 years ago, I never would have thought women's boxing would be in this position where there's actually 3 female world title fights on a card, and people are really, really excited about this card. This is a history-making event, I suppose, and I'm very, very proud of that over the last few years. But I'm not the only one that has made ground in women's boxing. Every single female on the card on Saturday evening has done great things for women's boxing, and obviously Eddie Hearn has given us this platform as well. So we're obviously very, very grateful.
Miriam Gutierrez. Now she comes in, she looks big, she looks strong. I've seen a little bit of her, she's quite unorthodox. First things first, you jumping in, I mean, Persoon was an absolute war. I know you said in the press conference you didn't take many heavy shots, but there was a volume of shots that you took. But it looks like you haven't fought for a couple of years. You're in fantastic shape.
Yeah, thanks a lot. No, I feel really good. I came out of the last fight fairly unscathed, thankfully, and I had a couple of weeks off at home, and then I went straight back to Connecticut to start training. I felt good. My body was well recovered by then, and I felt ready to step back in so soon. It is definitely a quick turnover, but I would fight every month if I could, but obviously that's not the smartest move, and I definitely feel ready to step back in over the weekend.
It's all been about these massive fights, these unifications, stepping up away against Lindatu as well. But when you have routine defence, nothing's routine when you're an undisputed champion, but when you have a routine defence, I get the sense there's no overlooking, regardless of whether people talk about cross-platform fights with Chris Cyborg and all of this sort of stuff. There's no overlooking, regardless of whether it's a standard mandatory or not.
Oh yeah, you just can't afford to overlook anyone in this sport. One punch can obviously change the fight in professional boxing, and there's no such thing as an easy fight at this stage. Every single belt is on the line over the weekend. This is a huge opportunity for her. She's a hungry fighter, and she's also coming to this fight unbeaten as well, with a big punch. So anything can happen, I suppose, but I am ready for whatever comes my way on Saturday evening.
I do want to take it back to fight camp. I know you're probably bored of talking about Delphine a little bit, but after the fight she was quite accepting of the decision, and I think the boxing community in general were. Then she had some choice words after to say that she wasn't when she sort of went back to Belgium and things had settled down. And just your thoughts on that?
That doesn't surprise me, I suppose. I was very grateful that she was very gracious after the fight. But that definitely didn't surprise me that she went back, and she went back on her words there. But there was a very, very clear victory, obviously, the last fight, and anyone who thinks otherwise are clueless, I think, about boxing. So, I fought Persoon twice, and I've beaten her twice, and it's great to close that chapter.
I was literally going to say chapter closed. That's it, done, distant history.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I think if I had fought someone else in the last fight, people would still be talking about the Persoon rematch. So it is great to close that chapter, and I can just move on now.
Do you even bother looking? Because I know that there might be something in the back of your mind. You're going to tell the press, and I understand from a boxer standpoint saying you don't overlook anyone, but do you think about all these things? Because, like I said, every time you're mentioned, people do just mention every single big name. They even sometimes say, can she jump up 3 weights? They just want you to fight everyone. So do you ever get them little 1% where you think about those at all?
I guess there are times when I do think about those things. I think every female fighter in the world right now is calling me out. So, but it's a great position to be in. There's definitely no shortage of big fights out there, which is a great position to be in. But as I said, I just take it one fight at a time, and those fights obviously can't happen. Those big fights can't happen unless I get through Gutierrez. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but my opponent over the weekend.
If you get over that Spanish lass at the weekend. This will be your second bubble fight as well. I suppose you've sort of been front in the bubble. We've had big fights there. We've had the pay-per-view with Usyk and Chisora and Dillian and Povetkin, but You being in there twice now, I suppose you're sort of spearheading that bubble experience, and you must be delighted that you can get out twice in a time like this.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been a crazy year and a very, very frustrating year as well for a lot of fighters. So when these opportunities come, you have to jump at it. I'm very blessed to have this second fight during the pandemic, during the craziest year we've ever seen, really. So yeah, I mean to have two big fights and this year is absolutely incredible.
And just finally, what can we expect from you on Saturday night? Is it that vicious, spiteful Katie Taylor performance again? I imagine you're going to tell me so.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope to entertain. I hope to put up a great performance, and I really feel like people haven't seen the best of me yet. So hopefully people can see that on Saturday evening.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.